Hello. I'm Captain S.S. Panesar, former Director of Flight Safety from Indian Airline. I was also Director of Training from Indian Airline, and I have also been on deputation to the Director General Civil Aviation for 2.5 years. I want to discuss today about the rise and fall of our national carriers, the Indian Airlines and Air India, as I have seen it myself. I joined Indian Airline in November '64, and I got the DC-3 training. Then after the Fokker Friendship, then Boeing 737, then I flew Airbus A300 for almost 33 years, and I've logged in more than 25,000 hours of flying also. I will tell you in the face-wise, when I joined the beautiful working of the airline, things are very transparent, and the airline was making profit, both the airline, Air India and International. Air India was doing domestic operation, Indian Airline was doing domestic operation, and Air India was doing the international operation. And the flying was going very smooth, airlines were making profit. Indian Airline management had brought a lot of properties all over India where they made their own offices, airline houses, colonies, and all that. Their properties worth billions of rupees today. Now, in when the Kuwait war started, those days Indian Airlines ordered 20 Airbus A320 fly-by-wire new aircraft, latest technology. They ordered 20 aircraft from Airbus industry. And in late November '90, one aircraft crashed in Bangalore, killing almost 60 persons. Judicial inquiry was ordered by the government of India, and the Honorable Judge of Karnataka High Court conducted the investigation. He found out the pilot who was doing the check of other pilots was not fully conversant with the computers. And by his mistake, he could not go around, and he landed short of the runway in a pond, and where the aircraft caught fire also. Even the Birla's family was wiped out. Most of the relations were wiped out in that crash. And after that, the government, Ministry of Civil Aviation, the then Honorable Minister, they decided to ground this aircraft. Airbus industry intervened. They said, no, the aircraft is perfectly safe. It's flying safe all over the world. But reason known best to the Honorable Minister, he grounded these 320 aircraft for almost 6 to 8 months. That was the downfall of the Indian Airline. It started at that time. Because 19 aircraft on ground, for which you are paying the loan money, interest on loan, parking charges, running of the engines every day, paying salaries to the pilots and all that. Airline could not raise its heads after that. To the good luck, after 8 months, the Kuwait war started. And in the guise of bringing refugees, government decided to fly Airbus 320 to bring refugees and Airbus A300. I was flying Airbus A300. May I ask the government why you grounded the aircraft? What is the inquiry you conducted? Why it was considered unsafe to fly for 6.5 months? And how it became unsafe overnight to fly, bring the refugees from Kuwait? Do they not have any value? Nobody could answer this question till today. This is the first setback to the airline. Then after that, 1990, they started posting the bureaucrats as chairman, managing director of Indian Airlines. There's a further setback because they were brought in, those people who had no experience to run a heavy aviation industry and without any aviation experience. Their main intention was to loot the airline. I give you an example. The MD who joined in 1990, after that, after a few years in his deputation period, he was a joint secretary. He applies for the membership of a retired employees medical scheme. Did he retire from Indian Airlines? No. He became a member of retired Indian Airlines employees medical benefit scheme by paying 5,000 rupees. And now he is taking the medical from CGHS also, the government organization, and the Indian Airline also. When I came to this, I wrote a letter to the DOPT whether he is entitled for medical from two places. After a lot of discussion on the RTA Act, I had to go to the commission also, where the commission told them, you give them answer within 5 days. They told me, no, he cannot draw medical from two places. What he used to do, he used to go to CGHS, and if the doctor ordered most expensive medicine, he used to take it through the Indian Airline dispensary free of cost. These gentlemen on deputation, they have been using free tickets to the tune of 175, 199 passages in a year, giving it to their friends, relations, servants, anybody. This is the state where they started looting the airline. Then they had no experience to run the airline. The only thing they did was they started promoting people who were not efficient or knowledgeable, but they were very close to them. They were very like chamchas. They were promoting them to director. That's the downfall of the airline. We have a beautiful trading center in Hyderabad, totally mismanaged. We have the best infrastructure in Indian Airline. Then the second phase started for the loot. Our honorable bureaucrats, they connived with the minister, and they decided to merge both the airline, Indian Airline and Air India. Let me tell you, the government of India appointed 3 committees before that. One was Tata Committee, Kelkar Committee, and one committee headed by an Air Force officer, who after long deliberation, they said that it would be fatal incident to merge two giants. Let Indian Airline operate domestic operation, Air India International. You can have a common chairman for both them because they're public sector, they were corporation. You can have one common chairman and 2 deputy MDs to run the airline. But Honorable Minister at that time, he did not agree to these reports. He ignored the reports. What he did, he connived with few people, and they hired one company by the name of Accenture. They paid them tons of money. And Accenture company, after discussion and listening to these bureaucrats and agreeing to them, they said, first few 6 months, 8 months, there may be losses. But after that, due synergy of both the airline, the graph of profit will rise like anything. But the things were reversed. First 6 months we made a profit, and now the losses started rising up. Let me tell you, before merger in 2007, as per the CAG report of the Government of India, both the airlines were running in a profit of almost 190 crores. But now today, the state of air is that they are in a loss of 50,000 crores. Nobody is answerable, nobody is accountable for all these losses. In the last government or in the present government. This is the state of air when we have started looting the airline. Now, at present, let me tell you that we have coronavirus war going on, COVID war is going on. Most of the airlines in the world and Indian Air, they have almost get grounded. They are not operating. But our ministry is working very hard. They are promoting directors after directors when they are not required. You have put up this airline for sale. You want to sell this airline because you said we can't run airline because you don't find any professionals. Is there a shortage of professionals in our country? But the intentions are different, to loot the assets of this airline, so they don't want to sell it off. All the property, we have airline houses in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, Hyderabad. We have colonies which cost billions of rupees. If we sell one colony, you can start the fresh airline buying brand new aircraft. But they don't want to do it. They want to sell it off because they could not manage this airline by these bureaucrats. They appointed these bureaucrats. Now, Now they are doing, when the airline is grounded, they are hardly any operation. They are promoting director after director. Is the need of directors at this time? Not only that, I don't know what ministry is thinking of. They are bringing in people from outside department who are retired. Just retired, they bring them in airline, appoint them as director. Some police officer retired, they bring them director of external monitoring. Tomorrow, I think even the corporation and other people who are retiring, municipal corporation, they will also be brought into the airline, Air India, because the airline is being closed down. Nobody is answerable. They are all in all, they are powerful. Ministry has, they prepare beautiful note sheets to the need for these directors to be promoted. All people who have political context, no experience, they are being promoted to the director level. I'll tell you, these people can take medical from CGHS, Indian Airline. If they join railways, they take from railways also. If they join Air Force, they'll take from Air Force. I'll tell you a case. One gentleman, his wife had cancer and she died because of cancer. She was admitted in the hospital and he had to spend lakhs of rupees on her treatment. As per our Indian Airlines Retired Employees Medical Scheme, they say we can give you maximum for this cancer 75,000 rupees. This gentleman said, okay, expenses are more than about 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs. He took some money from insurance and all that, and some money he had to pay from his own savings and all that. But Air India will not give him his share of 75,000. They say you can't claim for 2 places. What do you mean by claim? Is he looting? He's just asking that you give your share, the rest of the balance I may get it from any source. How does it matter to the airline? The height of nonsense. This gentleman approaches the MDs, writes appeals and appeals. They have no courtesy to answer it because they are busy in promoting directors. I can assure you these directors are going to ruin the airline further. And I am sure the person who buys this airline, he may not die of corona, but he will die of these bureaucrats who are working in this airline. It's a matter of shame. There's nobody thinking in the government of India. Present Minister of Civil Aviation, he's doing hard work, planning flights and all that from other countries to bring our citizens during the corona war. May I ask him, what is the need of promoting directors? Tomorrow you'll bring director, your own family friends, maybe some servants also, you bring in a director of catering, director of cleanliness. This is the time they should do it. This is, according to me, is a total loot. There is no management. Neither ministry is bothered. Let me tell you I have read one article written by our former Chief of Naval Staff. He gives me the qualities of these bureaucrats, how highly qualified they are. Before I say that, I will tell you, Sardar Patel, our ex-honorable minister, Vallabhbhai Patel, somebody asked him, you send people to England for training, ICS officer. What is the requirement? He said, look, I send them training for the best training and honest training. And when they come back, they are the backbone of my country management. They are the honest people. They advise me, correct decisions and all that at any situation. But today the situation is reversed. This, our ex-former Chief of Naval Staff, he wrote an article in Indian Express and I happened to read that. I will quote you a few words of that. He says, today's bureaucrats, there are two fallouts of today's bureaucracy. First, since political survival and money gathering are his first priority, governance planning or policy implementation receive the short shrift from the politician. Second, the bureaucrat, by virtue of his ability to interpret rules and procedures, he willy-nilly becomes facilitator and accomplice in politicians' misdeeds. He is only working for he is a slave to the political masters. One historian, Ramachandra Goa, also states, too many babus spend years in service lobbying for post-retirement sinecures, cultivating their political bosses in the hope that they will assure them 5 more years. Clearly, IAS officer hates to retire, or he will be given some plum posting. I have seen these bureaucrats. This is the correct situation as of today. They are not for the country. They are only for selfish. There are many more incidents I can tell you. Our airline employees, they are very honest, very expert, very well trained, and they come forward to the rescue of the country anytime. Whether it is bringing refugees from Kuwait, whether it is a tsunami, whether it is to carry forces to EPKF Lanka, or to bring refugees from Yemen, they have not bothered for their duty time limitations. They have come, even the pilots, engineers, ground staff, everybody came forward. They forgot all their personal problems and they were forward to help the nation because it was a national crisis. We worked for it. Today, there is no respect for these people. No, you blame the employees. Too many employees. Who employed them? Your incompetent bureaucrats. They brought all their chamchas, like you are bringing a director. You are promoting them. I can assure you, 3 years, 4 years, they don't reply your letters. What for these directors are posted there? Shame on them. I have appealed 4 times to the MD. No answer. I go to the minister, he forwards me the reply of the minister. Even the minister does not apply his mind because he is ex-bureaucrat. And the best part of the bureaucracy is, if you work in one organization, take the benefits of that airline. You work in other railways, you get the benefits of that airline. You get pension from there, you join Air Force, you retire, you get pension from there. They get 2, 2, 3, 3 pensions. This is not a public money being wasted. If a bureaucrat becomes a minister, will he forego his pension? Because he's getting a quota, he's getting huge money, transport, fuel, telephone, everything is going to be free of cost. But they have the cheeks to blame the airline employee that they don't function. They say we have too many employees as per the ratio of the aircraft. Who has done this thing? These incompetent bureaucrats, they have no experience to run the aviation industry, heavy industries. Now, because of the corona war, I pray to God and that our country should be helped. And I can assure you, our ministry is working now to fight this corona war. We will win this war, but not by promoting unwanted people. When the airline is being grounded, it's to be sold. You're hiring people by paying them factory salary. They get pension also, they get salaries also, they get a free ticket benefits also. That is the only reason they come here. You have to be very close to a political boss or to a bureaucrat to get all these benefits in this airline. No airline in the world does this thing. They don't run like this. They have professionals to work for the airline. I give an example. One private airline, SpiceJet, it started by the person named Ajay Singh. He sold it out to one South Indian businessman, Maran. Airline went to very heavy losses. Ajay Singh came back, he bought the airline again. He worked hard. He did his best. Today the airline was running into profit. Of course, because of COVID war and the MAX 737 which are grounded by the Boeing company. Otherwise, this airline is doing well. Indigo is doing well. Ask Indigo, do they have so many directors? They are cheaper by dozen in Indian airline. But if you want actual employees, they are not there. Pilots are, even today in the corona war, they are coming out. At the risk of their life, they are operating the flights. The government should have insured them for the crores of rupees in case they get detected by COVID. But the pilots are not bothered. They are only for the national crisis, for the help of our citizens who are stuck abroad. They are helping them. God bless them. And God bless this our country. And God bless our politicians and bureaucrats who are trying their best to ruin this airline, to destroy this airline. It's a national carrier. Our name is known all over the world. When J.D. Tata was the chairman of Air India, I assure you, many airlines were feeling the best management done by Air India. They wanted to steal some staff of Air India. But those staff were so genuine, they said, no, ask my boss, J.D. Tata, if he says, we'll go. They had one commercial director by the name of Kuka. He used to come out with a beautiful advertisement, commercial advertisement. When they start flying to Japan, they used to say the Maharaja is having chow mein. When they start flying to Italy, they used to come out with a beautiful advertisement. Maharaja is trying to eat pizza. Those people, Pan Am tried their best to take them in there, but they said, no, my boss is there. They had loyalty for the country. Today, where is that loyalty gone with the bureaucracy? Any employee who has a grievance, you please answer him. They don't answer it. Months and years they keep pending. You ruin the airline, you will be promoted further. This is the status today. I only pray to God one day good sense will prevail, and I wish even the retired Chief of Navy said, it is a high time the Cabinet Secretary to stand up with his political masters and tell them, enough damage has been inflicted on Air India. We should hire professionals to run the airline. This was the final comment. I appreciate his opinion and seen what he said. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Jai Hind.